Hello you guys, it's Katie and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be DIYing my notebook cover for my college notebook, and I'm going to be showing you how I'm doing that. So if you guys like to see more craft, crochet, or business videos from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the post notification bell, that way you know every single time I upload a brand new video. So to start out with, I'm going to be sharing the materials that you will need for this, and I'll be leaving links in the description box down below to where you can get all these materials, just to make it easier for you guys. So the first thing is obviously a notebook. This one is a 5-subject notebook that I got from Staples. The only reason it's a 5-subject is because I have 5 classes, so I like to just put them all in one notebook instead of having 5 different notebooks. This makes it way easier. So of course a notebook is the first thing you will need. Next, I have this whole book of cardstock papers. These are kind of like scrapbooking papers, so they have like pretty designs on them and stuff. Now, of course, you don't need a whole book if you're just going to do one notebook. I just have a whole book because I do a lot of crafts with this kind of paper. But if you're just going to be doing your one notebook, you can buy them in singles at like Joann's or Michael's, and I do get these books from those places as well. But if you just want one specific piece of paper, you can get that as well. So the next items are some Mod Podge and a sponge brush. This is just to adhere the paper to the notebook. Next, I have my label maker, which this is completely optional. You could use sticker letters or just not even label anything at all, but just for me personally, I like to have everything labeled. And if you still want to have these holes in the notebook, you might want an X-Acto knife or something to cut out the holes later on, but I'm not going to bother with that because I'm never going to put this in a binder or anything, so there's really no point in me having the holes anyway. But if you're going to need that, then you can just get an X-Acto knife and cut out the paper that will go on top of this, and that is all for the materials. Now, I did do a video that is very similar to this one, and I will link it right here for you guys, but in that video I DIY'd a composition notebook and a binder, and that was just to show you guys how I normally do it. I wasn't actually doing that for any specific classes. So this video, I'm actually doing it for my classes this semester. So with that, let's get into the video. I have all my materials right here, and to start out with, I'm just going to choose which cardstock paper I would like to use as the front cover of my notebook. Okay, so I just chose this piece of paper to be the cover. So I'm going to put this off to the side, and we're going to work with the Mod Podge and the sponge brush. And now you might want a paper towel for this, but I don't have any, so I'm just gonna put my sponge brush in the cap actually when I'm done. So I'm just going to start out by putting a thin layer of Mod Podge on the notebook cover. And you just want to be careful too that you don't get it on any of the pages in here. So what I'm actually going to do is flip this like this. That way I can avoid getting any glue on the pages. And you don't want this to be too thick because the paper can bubble up underneath it. But you also don't want it to be too thin to where it won't stick. So just try to find the happy medium. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to flip it back this way just because the spirals are going to be a little bit in the way when I'm trying to put the paper on. So now that I have that, I'm just going to place the paper as close to the spirals as I can, but of course you don't want it to be too close. And now I'm just flattening it out with my hands. Also forgot to mention that you'll need scissors as one of the materials. Now, as you can tell, it's a little bit big in some areas, so I'm going to be trimming the paper down. But you don't want it to be trimmed all the way up because we are going to fold the paper in. So I think that's pretty good as far as trimming it. So I'm now going to take my sponge brush and some more Mod Podge and paint the Mod Podge onto the back side of the paper here. All of the corners and everything. And as far as the corners, I am just going to snip diagonally like that. That way I can fold it inward. There we go. So I'm going to start out with this little flap, and I'm just bending it at the edge of the notebook and then kind of folding it and then flapping it over just like that. And then these little pieces can be cut off. And then I'm going to fold this to make a little corner, and same with this edge, and then just flip it forward. And same with over here. And now you'll probably need to add a little bit of Mod Podge in this corner because we did just fold over the glue again. So I'm going to add some more Mod Podge there. And what I like to do too, just to make sure that it is secure, is to just paint some Mod Podge over it like this. Just whatever's left over on my brush. And now at this point, you want to let it dry until you can't see the glue anymore. And then you can close the book after that. While I'm waiting for the glue to dry on the notebook, I'm going to take my label maker and type out Spring 2021 because that's what I want it to say on the front of my notebook. Now, like I said, a label maker is not necessary. You could easily do this with sticker letters. You could write it out. Anything will work. You could even print it off of your computer and then cut it down, however you would like to approach it. But just for me, this is the easiest way. So now I just have my little label. And as you can tell in this notebook, I already have some of it labeled. And the way I do this is, again, with my label maker, just type out the name of the class. Of course, some of them I have to abbreviate because, like, this is Calculus for Business and Social Sciences. And that is very long, so I had to abbreviate it, obviously. But, like I said, this is a 5-subject notebook, so I type out the name of each of my classes and then print out the labels and stick them onto this front folder pocket. And what I will keep in this pocket year-round is the syllabus for all of the courses. So for Calculus for Business, the syllabus will go right here. And for Intro to Oceanography, the syllabus will go right here, and so on for all of the other classes and all of that. And that's just how I keep things organized myself. Of course, you'll probably just have to do a little bit of trial and error to figure out what works best for you, but this is what I figured out that works best for me. So I have used this method for a very long time since I figured out it works pretty well. So just as an added little bonus, if you guys were curious, that is what I do to organize all of my classes. And of course, if there's ever like any printed work, I do put it here. Just trying to stay as organized as possible because that is really helpful to get things done and to be more productive. So now that this is dry, I am going to undo this label and put it right in the middle here. And that is pretty much it. Now, of course, there's so many different options as well. So if you wanted to get more specific with like each class or something like that, you could, like for example, for Intro to Oceanography, if I wanted like a picture on the front to represent that that was what's in this notebook, I could print a picture of the ocean and make like a little collage or something. Anything like that I think would also be super fun. And you could use scrapbooking paper and then put the pictures on top. So you could easily just customize this pretty well, because once this is on your notebook, you can just take some more Mod Podge and put a printed picture on here, or like a cutout from a magazine or something like that, if you wanted to customize it some more. But just for me, I like to leave it kind of plain, just like this. So that is pretty much it for this DIY. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below letting me know if this was helpful for any of you guys, or if you're going to be DIYing your notebooks in a similar way that I did. I would really love to know. Or even let me know if you're in college or high school or whatever, what type of classes you're taking this semester, because I think that would also be really interesting to talk about. So let me know down below. And if you guys do want to see more videos like this one, as well as other craft, crochet, or business videos, make sure you subscribe down below and turn on the post notification bell. That way you know every single time I upload a brand new video. If you guys would like to see more from me, you can check out my Etsy shop, my blog, my social medias, and more videos of mine. Those are all included in the description box down below, as well as I will be linking some of the materials that I used in this video down below. That way you can get them yourself. And with all of that, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!